Raise your hand if you had a tough week. Yeah, me too. I see you. Some weeks are just heavier than others. And it's easy to get caught up in the stress, the to do lists, the burnout moments, the everything that's happening, and the nonstop action that could be going on. But today, I'm reminding myself, and maybe reminding you too, to live in gratitude, even for the small things. Welcome to the Balanced Recruiter, a slightly unhinged, definitely honest, and occasionally helpful space where we talk about burnout, balance, career chaos, and why your to do list still has 19 things on it, even though we've been working all day, in theory. I'm Chastity, recruiter, trainer, puppy mom, laundry warrior, and professional plate spinner. And today, I am really resisting a runaway trip to Kyoto. Which, by the way, this place, it's taught me something about letting go, recharging, and trusting the reset button when burnout is screaming at you. So, I'm going to talk about something that I'm extremely passionate about. One of my favorite things, solo trips. Solo trips are one of the most underrated tools for battling burnout. It's not about Instagram worthy moments or ticking another country off your list. It's about space. When you're constantly plugged into your work, family, and everyone else's needs, you forget about what your own voice even sounds like. A solo trip is like a reset button. It's permission to just be without guilt, without someone asking, what's for dinner? Did you reply to that email? Did you get the project done? You know what I mean. And here's the truth. Solo travel doesn't have to mean backpacking across Europe. Because honestly, to anyone out there who loves to do this, good on you, but I can't. It can be as simple as one night away in your own city. The magic isn't the distance, it's in the space to breathe. Let me share my own turning point. I've been to Japan countless times, but there was one trip that was very, very different. I had just stepped away from my retail career, the one I'd known for almost 20 years. I was burnt out, extremely stressed, completely unsure what was next. My ego was bruised. And if you know me, I have a lot of pride. I was grieving that career. Honestly, I was just tired. My husband, bless him, he encouraged me to take a trip before I started my next chapter. Actually, he went one step further. He booked the ticket for me, told me go. And I went alone. It wasn't glamorous. It wasn't some eat, pray, love montage, but it cracked something open for me. Walking the streets of Kyoto, eating a meal alone in the quiet ramen shop, wandering through the shrines, I realized I had space to hear myself again. And it's crazy because if you've ever been to Kyoto on like a golden week, there's a lot of people. I didn't intentionally mean to go during golden week, by the way, but it was nice to find solitude or a space where I can sit in my own thoughts. And then it hit me. The job I left wasn't my path anymore. And letting it go was okay. That trip didn't fix everything, but it gave me permission to see my burnout for what it was, a sign I needed change. Now, let's be real. Solo travel can be both a coping mechanism and a true recharge. Sometimes we book a trip because we want to run away. We're fried, we're stressed, and the thought of one more meeting makes us want to throw our laptop into the ocean. Or, for me, it gives me anxiety and butterflies, and you know what that means. That's the coping side. And it's valid. It's your brain saying, I can't keep going at this pace. But here's where the shift happens. If you use solo travel intentionally, it's more than just running away. It's recharging. It's choosing space on purpose. For me, that Japan trip wasn't just a runaway moment. Even though, trust me, it started that way. It became a true reset because I wasn't escaping forever. I was creating room to breathe, reflect, and return stronger. So, if you're thinking about solo travel, check in with yourself. Am I running away or am I recharging? And honestly, sometimes it's both. And truly, that's okay. The key is not just leaving, it's coming back with clarity. Now, I totally get it. The idea of a solo trip can feel intimidating. Eating alone, sitting with your own thoughts, terrifying, right? For a lot of people. And that's totally valid. It's interesting because just the other week, I was sitting at lunch with a few of our coworkers and we were talking about solo travels. And they're like, "You're so brave. You can do that. Good for you." It's scary, even for me, even though I love doing solo traveling and I believe in it. But it can be pretty terrifying. I'm going to a country, I might not understand the language. I now have to go and figure things out by myself. If I get lost, I hope my Wi-Fi or my internet connection works and my phone. It can be pretty terrifying. But first question I always ask anyone who tells me, "Hey, you're so brave, I could never do that." Ask them, "Can you eat alone?" A lot of the times they say no. I said, "Okay, we'll start small." These are some small steps if you're curious but nervous. Take yourself out for coffee or dinner, maybe lunch if dinner seems too intimate. No phone to hide behind. Put it away. Just you, your meal, and your thoughts. When I go to lunch by myself, I will bring a journal or a notebook and just kind of like write down things that's in my head. This is practice for being comfortable with yourself. And just remind yourself, remember why. You're not doing this to prove anything to anyone. You're doing it to reset, to breathe, and to give yourself back some of that energy you've been giving away. Pick comfort. Do not overcomplicate it with the most adventurous destination. I chose Japan because I've been there multiple times prior and I was very comfortable going there. If you're not an international traveler, and that's totally fine, or you hate airplanes, then go to the next city, book a hotel room, stay in a room and overlook the ocean and just unwind, unplug, reset. Whatever it is, it doesn't have to cost a lot of money. If you're a camper, good for you. Go do that safely, please. But maybe that's what it is, right? It's all about going to a place that you feel safe, where you know you'll actually enjoy yourself. Whether it is international, whether it is you're going to Japan or a local beach town or just a staycation, whatever it is that makes you feel good. Don't go crazy overcomplicating it. This is your first small step. Well, go eat first by yourself as your first small step. Allow yourself to be still. The magic isn't in the itinerary. It's in the space you create to pause. When I went to Japan on this one, I had no real itinerary. I just knew I wanted to go check it out, be in it, be with myself and explore. Just remember the reason of it is for you to find a moment to pause. Because balance doesn't just happen. You have to step outside of your routine to see where it's missing. Whatever is going to feel good for you is what you should do. But remember that this will lead and help you, hopefully, to build on the courage for you to go on these solo trips. So here's your sticky note challenge for this week. Sometimes the reset you need is a trip, even if it's just with yourself. If you're listening and feeling burnt out, ask yourself, what would one day away look like? Not forever, not a drastic life change, just one day, one step. Because solo escapes aren't about being alone, they're about finding yourself again in the quiet. Thanks for hanging out with me today on The Balance Recruiter. If today's balance means giving yourself permission to dream about a solo trip, or even just taking yourself to lunch without guilt, that's enough. New episodes drop every week. So follow, share, and if you're feeling generous, drop a rating or review. I'd so appreciate that. It really helps more of the burnout crew or people who are just like us find this space. And remember, burnout is real. Balance is the goal. And I'm somewhere in between my 25 open Windows tabs. I'll see you in the next episode.